Friends, the mutual fund industry has made tremendous strides over the last few years. However, even today, only 3% of Indian households own mutual fund. S Venkatesh, AMFI CEO, will share with us his thoughts on how we can work together to make this journey from 3 to 30%. NS is an avid follower of cricket and plays the game whenever time permits. So let's welcome him with a big round of applause.
The event is wonderfully organized. I had the opportunity of hearing the previous speaker. He has given a lot of thoughts for you to chew upon and take some decisions as to what needs to be done when you have to hand over the key to your successor. I have been asked to talk about the 3 to 30%. That is essentially the market share is at around 3%. How do you grow that to the 30% sort of this thing? But before starting out on that journey, let me try to give you a flavor as to how the funds have grown, the mutual funds, the AMC industry has grown. So if you look at it, the AMC industry at 2014 was at around 10 lakh crore. Now today we are at around 23, nearly touching the 23 lakh crore. So it's really grown tremendously well over the last couple of years. It has really grown wonderfully well, mainly due to the support of people like you who have really reached it up to the last mile and then ensured that the investors are investing into the mutual funds. The enabling environment has been very good in the sense that you have the formalization of the economy and the financialization of the economy. The Jan Dhan, Aadhaar and mobile movement, that is the jam trinity that we talk of, that has really helped maybe move the industry to a greater height, along with the demonetization which has come in. So when you are looking at it from that angle, you find that essentially the funds flow into the mutual fund, which has actually cannibalized the banking sector due to the fall in interest rates. The deposit rates have actually fallen down, and this has in turn helped the mutual fund industry to grow. Slowly now we are seeing actually the deposit rates turning. Some of the banks have started increasing the interest rates, but I am quite sure that the momentum is with the mutual fund industry, in the sense that it has grown by more than 32%, and if this is sort of the way in which we look to grow this industry, then we are quite sure by another 3 years, that is by 2020-21, we should double this to the 45 lakh, and by 2023 we should cross the 50 lakh crore. So if you are looking at that is the sort of potential that is available for this industry to grow. The penetration, when you are looking at it, the penetration to the extent, let us say the folios, if you are looking at the folio is somewhere around 6.8 crore. But there could be multiple folios. When you are looking at it, the unique PAN IDs that we have is somewhere around 1.54 lakh crores, 54 crores. So roughly you can say that it is somewhere around 4 folios per person. We have a long way to grow, in the sense that when we are seeing the bank deposits, when we are seeing, let us say, how many people are paying the income tax, the investment into the mutual fund is much lesser. We have only touched, or rather scraped the surface of the investments which are available. We need to grow, and how do we need to grow? Definitely the penetration can happen only if the distributor community or the advising community takes that as a challenge and then start working. The contribution of B15 cities to the overall AUM, when you're looking at it, it's hardly around 19%. Balance around 81% is coming from the T15. And if you look at the top 5 cities, then it is still alarmingly high. So we need to, as distributing community, we need to ensure that we reach that last mile, and towards that we need to use technology. Because essentially, for a distributor to work on his own, the individual distributor to work on his own and then talk to the clients, it becomes difficult for him to reach out to the maximum number of clients within his sphere. So you definitely need to use technology to at least increase the sphere of influence that you have. You have a lot of influence. Stephen Covey in his book says that essentially how as an individual you will increase your sphere of influence. So use technology to actually increase the sphere of influence and thereby service more clients and ensure that you are able to take care of the front office requirements of your duties and the back office requirements are actually taken care of by the technology that you use. There lies the way in which you as distributor will be able to increase the income levels for yourself. What we have seen over a period of time is that there are instances of mis-selling which are happening. So for an industry to grow, and we are growing at a very, very rapid pace, for the industry to grow, we definitely need to ensure that the industry grows in a very sustainable manner. So for the sustainability, you need to ensure that essentially the ethics is also a clear and most important part. So an ethical way of selling, the ethical way of marketing your products needs to be maintained. So you need to be the trusted advisor to your friend, to the investor. Put the investor first and ensure that essentially you are the trusted friend for him, the friend, philosopher and guide for him. So I would always say that essentially the key here is that you need to expand your sphere of influence, and towards that you need to ensure that you adopt technology, embrace technology to a greater extent, and also ensure that you as the distributor become the friend, philosopher and guide to the ultimate investor. At the AMC's level, definitely the AMCs will support the entire distributor community or the financial advisors community by ensuring that they give the trainings and guidelines for you. At AMFI level, we are fully cognizant of the fact that we need to work to create that investor awareness. That is where I think we have put the mutual fund Sahi Hai campaign from last year. Come March 10, 2018, we will be completing 1 year of the mutual fund Sahi Hai campaign. And we are very much happy to announce that the mutual fund Sahi Hai campaign has really caught the fancy of the investors, and the investors are in turn able to really relate as to what is a mutual fund investment and how maybe they can invest. The second phase of the mutual fund Sahi Hai campaign will get launched very, very shortly. So we are very confident that from the AMFI side, we'll be able to give you that necessary support for you to really market and ensure that the mutual fund industry grows. I have been given a signal that the time is up. So thanks to Cafe Mutual for giving me an opportunity to come and present my thoughts to you. Thank you so much.